Right. And
hello and welcome to a Gypsy's Kiss. It's Humpday Hoedown, and I am the magical treasure princess and life coach to the rich and famous.
And
Shelley
owner
Carney.
of this brand new hoodie there.
Ooh.
Yeah, take it. I got them. What are these called? Beanie Babies. All right, so we've got a great giveaway for you tonight. Make sure, if you haven't already, go to last week's Wednesday show. That is February 12th, and make a comment, because tonight at the end of the show, we're going to give away this baby, and I'm going to tell you the whole story behind it. All right? We got some emails, we got some text messages, we got some voicemails, we got some fun tonight, so stick with us. We're going to have, how can you not have fun, for gosh sake? Oh, yes, I had a heck of a time at the World Series of Fenn. I did. Humpday. Indeed, Humpday.
Humpday.
Humpday. Day. Humpin' day.
Humpin' day.
Humpin' day.
Dia de los Humpos.
Keep Dia de los Humpos. Keep an eye out for Brian Gates, because he sent me a message that I want to respond to. Because he suggested that we hold on to that print that we gave away.
Joel Lewicki's here.
Joel Lewicki, wow.
He said the worst part about the World Series of Fenn is no one can talk about it because it happens in Vegas.
Yeah, we can't talk about it. But honestly, nothing happened. It was just,
I got this shirt.
Actually boring. Oh, speaking of which, I bought a package deal from Mike that had all three of the books still in cellophane, or whatever they cover it with, saran wrap. A copy of Chaseopoly and a copy of the big map, and the Treasure Princess absconded with the hoodie, which I don't blame her for, because it wasn't going to fit me. Especially after I washed it. So I gave that to the Treasure Princess. So I have all these other things, but I want you to know I'm going to show them, and I'll repeat this. We're going to give those away to our members in the member vault. They're going to have the first option on all those things. So if you want option on any copies of the books, the Chaseopoly, and or the, what else? The map.
Treasure map.
The big treasure map. The big 3-foot wall-size treasure map. Those are all going to the members of the member vault. Okay,
Yay.
I think they've done a great job of sticking with us, and so if you want to join the member vault, we're going to give one of those away for the next 5 months. right? On the first of every month, we're going to give them to the member vault. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to do the random drawing. Maybe it's just going to be their names in a hat, for all we know. Yeah. Oh, Brian. That package is already wrapped and shipped. Don't worry about it. If the gentleman to whom you referred would like a copy, he knows he can always ask, and I'll give it to him. Okay? That's yours. You chose it. I made it for you, and that's yours. Shadowcaster says that Gypsy's Kiss been going through FenTube withdrawal with K-Pro and all in Vegas. I know the feeling. When I was in Vegas, I went through FenTube withdrawal. No, I didn't. I had a great. I didn't even think
We're
about
not down that long.
I didn't even think
Saturday
about FenTube.
morning through Monday night.
Yeah. So I had a great time. It was busy. Got it all. I had mission accomplished. How does George Bush say? Mission accomplished, brothers and sisters. Because everything I wanted to do, I got done. And I got some jewelry from Amy, and the Magical Treasure Princers got some jewelry from Amy.
I got this.
And she got 2 of them, and we gave one away on the softer side today. So we paid it forward.
Cheap girl
and
Jody
for those of you that aren't aware, I've been talking for months now, well, not months, a couple of months, about the stones that Tony sent me, and then he sent me a package, and he said, take those to the World Series of Fenn. Guess all that pay it forward was building our karma, because guess who won the World Series of Fenn? Yeah, Tony Henman, the guy that was giving away all those cereals. You know what the lesson is there?
I got some food on you. What is that? A little salad.
Considering the way you were spitting stuff out a few minutes ago,
Oh, blame me.
That could be some of that action right there. Oh, it's already disappeared from my shirt.
See?
Well, thank you for letting me know that. They could have thought it was like a beauty mark or something.
You're turning in a wart. Getting a wart.
Getting another wart.
Sorry.
Oh, by the way, the other thing, too, is for the guys that are worried about this thing on my head, I inherited that from my mother. She inherited it from her grandmother. It gets checked every 3 months just to make sure nothing bad is happening. It's ugly as sin, and if I ever go bald, I guess I'll take it out of there, but I don't have the problem with it now. So please don't worry about it. So we're at 3 different searcher friends, at the World Series of Fenn.
Chad Bird is back. Hey, Chad Bird.
We never know if that's Chad Bird the son or Chad Bird the father.
OGFFers. I'm headed to bed, but saw y'all on and wanted to say thanks for all y'all's time. Well,
and
y'all's welcome.
M.A. Hammock says, hello, Tuna and the Treasure Princess, Rio de los Pinos.
CC.
If you see Amy, ask her about her Rio de los Pinos story. It was a cute story.
Thanks for the super
and we
chat,
did get
Brad.
a super. Who was that from?
Chad Bird.
Oh, did we give him a ka-ching?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you did?
You can do another one.
I'm going to do another one.
$20 is worth 2 cha-kings.
That one's for the younger, Chad Bird the younger, because doesn't his dad use his Chad's?
I don't know.
Remember that time we were talking
Probably
with
the
him?
dad who's giving us money.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the kid doesn't just, throw his money at me.
You guys are too funny. No, she's funny. I'm just laughing.
Funny man.
Yeah,
Funny
Tony had a
woman.
lot of good karma because I think he's the most casual poker player I ever saw in my life. He was like, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll do. He was having to ask questions. That's how casual it was, So I just feel like all that pay it forward karma of his came to fruition. So
There you go.
So I think I finished in the top 20 according to K-Pro because we finished about the same place after she knocked me out. Boom. All in knocked me out. So, but she was
Vegas, so
she was genteel about it, and she she apologized for knocking me out. So,
Housekeeping, you want towels?
of course you want towels. You know why? Because you may end up in Vegas, and I found out that the hotels don't give you towels. You have to take your own.
No.
Okay. Make sure that before you leave tonight, you like this video. We like it when you like the video. The Magical Treasure Princess likes it when you like your video. And it is true. YouTube likes it when you like our videos.
Yeah.
Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, and the entirety of your social network so that we can
Grow the channel.
And then finally, if you are not already a subscriber, smash down on that subscribe button.
Bauga.
And then when you see the notifications bell pop up, smash down on that notifications bell.
Yeah.
And that way, every time we start a live stream, you'll be immediately informed and
In the know.
because there's nothing better in life than being in the know.
Other than having your comments seen by everyone by either starting it with @ a Gypsy's Kiss or alternatively super chatting it, which is that grayed out $sign at the bottom of your chat. You can click on that. YouTube will take you by the hand and show you all the things they have in their lovely store, including colorful boxes and stickers. So if you'd like to do that, you go for it. Otherwise, there's also this phone number. You can text us at 202-815-1171. You can call and leave a voicemail of up to 2 minutes, or you can text us. If you do, please leave us your name and where you're calling in from.
Wow. Brian Gates, thank you very much. That
Yeah.
is very kind.
That's how it's done.
I'm not giving you things so that you can pay us for those things. Those are gifts. So this afternoon, Brian was on our World Sand project. He's actually provided us 2 samples of sand. The one that we looked at this afternoon was Cozumel. And I always offer folks the choice of a photograph of their sand or a pendant made from their sand. He chose the pendant, right, for his wife. And the sand picture will go to next week. We'll give away the sand picture, right? But he was very kind and actually suggested that we give the sand picture to Fenn. What I want you to know is that if Forrest ever wants a picture, any of my pictures, he'll contact me and let me know, right?
3D bronze. What happens in Vegas stays at Cow's
Cow's
house.
house, yeah, that's kind of what's happened there because for all the rumors that were going around, Christy and I did not get engaged. She's my daughter. She's like my daughter, okay? So don't spread any weird rumors, people.
Yeah.
Okay, let's cover the promotions first. We got to do promos.
Promo time. We need a video for promo time.
We do have to do it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh,
Did you
know what
delete
else?
Gypsy's Kiss?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It was political.
No politics, Charles, unless you want to go to the politics back room. Okay, we just made that up. Let's see, that's correct. This needs to be corrected. So the first thing that we want to talk about is, remember, I'm going to do a screenshot here. So the folks over at Tricky Treasures have started a website. You should have seen this already because I know I'm promoting it and I know that Mike's promoting it. They have a treasure vault of $5,000 available. They have 50. I think that number represents the number of players right now, and they have clues already listed. So you've got a head start on this by joining now. It sounds like a reasonable thing to me. It's a different kind of treasure hunt. It's more based on figuring out the clues, coming up with the answers to the riddles, and then figuring out what the treasure is. And I guess you can win up to $5,000. TrickyTreasures.com.
No corn grown
Joel
in or
Lewicki
chewed.
just dropped the bomb. We didn't get engaged either. So
Who, you and Joel?
yeah. So, no, guys, I want you to know I love my singleness. I love being single. The freedom, independence, no pets, no plants, no pool, no kids, although they're still out there. No relationship. I mean, I got a relationship here with a business partner, and that's enough. I mean, who's going to take her place anyway?
That's right.
She's my best
They
friend.
can't compete.
She's my best friend
They
already.
can't compete. They take a look and they go, nope, can't compete.
Besides, I'm 71. I'm 71 years old. I'm an old man. Nobody wants an old man. So it's Silver Fox's birthday, too.
Silver Fox and Matt
Well, do we have to play it
says-
twice?
just
Wait,
do it
let me
once.
finish my promos.
Yep,
All right.
promos.
Don't forget, Crave Creative. Our friend Mike Hempfling has 2 applications for you. The first application is the Forrest Fenn Treasure Resource Guide. You can find it at that link right there. I will post it. Copy. Take a look at this.
It's also in the description box below.
It is in the description box below. Kind of a cool place to go. And Mike, at my request, developed pocket field notes. He designed it based on the conversation we had for the World Sand Project. But the more and more I looked at it, I realized that if you're collecting information in the field and you want a nice folder to put in, a digital folder on your phone, that's what pocket field notes does for you. He did send me an email tonight, and I only saw the subject line, but he's worked out a way for us to give some of these away without you having to pay for them. But they're not that expensive. Both of them are $1.99. You can get them on iTunes, Google Play, or Amazon. I went out to Red Rocks National Monument.
It's on your
Red
phone,
Rocks
isn't it?
Canyon National Monument this week, and I used it, and oh my God, is it a time saver. All you have to do is stand there, you hit a button, it records latitude, longitude, altitude, date, time, and then you can add notes and or pictures. And I did that, and then I put it in a folder, and I mailed it to worldsandproject@gmail.com.
And he emailed it to me, and I corrected his grammar and spelling.
Well, you know what? I was dictating it because I hate little typing on my little tiny phone. I took a lot of flack over my little tiny phone. So take a look at both for $1.99. You can't go wrong. I bought both of them. They're both really good, and I'm very grateful to Mike for having developed Pocket Field Notes, and he did it in 2 weeks. I said 2 days on the last show. I really meant 2 weeks. So I'm going to put that link in the chat room as well. So if you guys want either one of these, and both of them, while the Fenn Treasure one is very good, if you already know all the clues and you've memorized the poem, then I'd strongly recommend the Pocket Field Notes, because that gives you the ability to collect all that data that you want to collect when you're out in the field. Pictures, notes, locations, longitude, latitudes, and you can do it as many times as you want, so you can stop, hit the button, it records latitude, longitude, altitude, date, time, with great precision. Then you can add your own notes, take pictures. I strongly recommend the product. The last bit of promotion. Wow, this is really promotion night tonight, isn't it? So what happened is, you want to tell this story or shall I?
Go ahead.
All right. So Shelley has 2 children, Jared and Alicia. And Alicia lives in Austin, Texas, and she's very talented, very artistic. And what we did is we sent her some of our sand photographs, and she's turned that into a bunch of products. And I put the link to her website. Or she has it on Redbubble. But I put the location on there. So if you want any products, then what you do is you click. So Redbubble does a terrible job of promoting the page, right?
Shh, they'll probably dock us.
Okay. Well, anyway, so let me give you an example. So this is an image of the sapphires that Mike Healy sent us last week for last week's show. So she took that image, and you can. The only time you see it is on the bag. But if you click on the bag, and you go to look at it, and you scroll down. So there's the bag, and you scroll down, and it says, what does it say?
Right here.
Oh, available on 58 other products. So it shows you a list of the products that image is done. So it goes from the very small over the chest, over the, what do you call that? Over the heart. I was going to use another word, but I like heart. Image for T-shirts, hoodies, etc. Then there's a full-sized image, and there's a point at which she just made a T-shirt out of it. So you can buy a mini skirt if you want. Leggings. What's those? Are those onesies? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can buy onesies or little kids pullover hoodies, and then you can buy iPad cases, iPhone cases, etc., etc. And we think that is just the coolest thing in the world. So the frame prints are very different from the ones that they're not dye sublimation, and they're big. So, but you can get metal prints, posters, mugs, clocks, coasters, hardcover journals, postcards, water bottles, all of that. And we've only sent her 5 of them. So, but again, Redbubble.
SillyWooDesigns.
Right. So Redbubble says, okay, well, here's one image, and it takes that image, and then you have to oops, I clicked it twice. Shouldn't have done that. You have to take that image and bring it down to see all the other products that are on there. So if you think our photographs of the sand is cooler than anything in the world that you've ever seen
The
before?
other side of the pillow.
The other side of the pillow? What?
Cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Oh, look at you. Anyway, link is in the description box below. Go check out some stuff. It's kind of cool. So, okay, let me go back. I do want to share one other thing with you because Violet just came into the room, Violet Mercury, and a couple of weeks ago we were engaged in a conversation and she asked if she could collect some sand. And I said, absolutely. She went down to the lake near her house. Now, it looks like it's spelled Chelon, but I've been corrected several times, including been provided the Native American pronunciation, which is Tzilan, right? So that's the Native American.
They have custom covers for 22-pound bronze chests.
Ooh, I'll bet you they could make one.
I think you could make a towel or something.
No, it'll go in the canvas bag. Just buy the canvas bag.
Oh, yeah,
carry it
there
out.
you go. Canvas bag.
Yeah, canvas bag.
Ka-ching. Thank you, 3D
Thank
Bronze.
you.
3dbronze.com. Oh,
Whoa.
and another from Justin Posey.
What does he say?
Just want to thank you both for your contributions to the Searcher community. I appreciate your content. Toby, I was hoping to formally introduce myself at the after party, but alas, I didn't see you there. Tony, congratulations once again.
Oh, Justin was the second place. He was the one that was, he was one of the last two at the table, and he's the one that hosted the after party at his room at the MGM. And from what I hear, it wasn't your average hotel room. It was a suite.
Nice.
Because Justin and his beautiful wife, I forgot her name. She did one of the stones. She looked great in it. Is it Jessie? Justin, what's your beautiful wife's name? But thank you for that. And Justin and I would have gone to the after party, but as I told everybody, by that time I had been up since 5:30 that morning, and the old man just needed his beauty sleep. Not that that's going to help. Right.
But
the ladies'
thank you.
party suite. Yeah. So that's Justin donated. The after party took place at his suite at the MGM, and all fortune Jenny. His ex. Wow. His beautiful wife name is Jenny, and I won't forget that again. So,
Okay.
thank you, K-Pro. So, Justin, and thank you for that very kind donation. I wish I could have gone to the party, but I guarantee you, God willing and the creek don't rise, I will be there next year, and I'm going to finish better than the top 20, and I'm going to knock out my cert. No, I won't. That wouldn't be. Search daughters can do that to search dads, but search dads cannot do that to search daughters. Okay, so I had one more promo. Oh, I wanted to talk to you.
Did you finish talking about Violet Berg?
I was about this. I'm going back there now. So anyway, Violet volunteered to send us a sand sample, and it was just the most amazing thing. Not only did she go to collect the sand sample like everybody does, we asked her, of course, to take pictures. Well, Violet definitely went above and beyond. And I want you to go watch this, not right now, but when you get a chance, we're going back to screen. Violet produced an entire 7-minute long video on her collecting the sand, and it's the cutest video. She talks about us. She talks about her project. She goes out, collects the sand, and sends me, I don't know, it looked like 4 or 5 pounds. I'll figure out how to do that later. But go watch this video. I have it in our community page. You just go to our community page, and it's right there. And she just did, you can tell that when she does something, she does it as well as she's capable of doing. She goes, and I said in the comment that I left that she had gone above and beyond. But do me a favor and just go watch the video. If you're not already a subscriber, go to subscribe. She's learning YouTubing, and one day she's going to be right up there with everybody else. So you can just tell because she's putting her heart into it. I do want to point out that this is the photograph that we're giving away tonight. Okay? I don't think I could make it any bigger. But there's a story behind it. So, what did I do with it? Oh, it's right here in front of me. Oh. So it is matted and framed like all the others, and it reads, "Bronze jar with artifacts from San Lazaro Pueblo, Puepl, that's right, by Forrest Fenn at the Rennell Jacobson raffle drawing, January 2014. Now, For those of you who don't know who Renelle Jacobson was, she was a woman who Fenn took a personal interest in because she was dying from cancer and was searching for the treasure, hoping that that was going to help her. Forrest, through his own means and with Dale Neitzel's help, decided to take one of his bronze jars. He filled it with artifacts from San Lazaro Pueblo. And let me see if I can open up this in another screen. So copy, search Google, open image in a new tab. Let's see if we can open up because I want you to see something. No, it doesn't help any better. So he had a raffle drawing, and this was the first event that Forrest had called me and asked me. First, he asked me to film it, and then later on the week, he called me and he said, "Is it possible to live stream?" And basically, it was that event in January of 2014 that started. 14.
Was it the end of 13?
Well, it started. The conversation started at the end of 13, but the event took place in January.
Early 14.
Because remember, it was right before my birthday. It was right before my 65th birthday, and that's when I came back. We had the birthday party, and I announced I'm not retiring.
And that woman shoved cake in your face.
Yeah. But it was good pineapple cake. I don't think she meant to do. I don't think she knew that wasn't what you were supposed to do.
She was kind of funny.
It was a really big piece. You know, she hasn't spoken to me since that night.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Nor you her.
I kind of had a crush on her, too, right up until that point.
Maybe that was her answer.
Yeah. No, thank you. Here.
Yeah.
Pineapple upside down. This.
Up your nose.
Yeah. And I was wearing a suit. I was wearing a blue pinstripe suit. Beautiful pink tie with a lavender shirt underneath. Man, I was dressed.
Singing with the mariachi.
Singing with the mariachi. Tanto tiempo disfrutamos. Este amor. Anyway, so back to the story. So Forrest decided to fill this jar with artifacts from San Lazaro Pueblo. He was going to raffle it off. He and Dale raised over it was around $30,000. And it was won by a guy who he bought like 200 of the tickets. He was actually an archaeologist who happened to be a friend of Forrest, and he really wanted it, from Colorado, if I recall correctly. Anyway, so that was the story. Allie McGraw was there. She was the kind of co-host for all of that. My daughter was there. Sean was helping me do the live streaming. He actually paid for me to live stream. And what I mean by that is the last time I had done live streaming, it had required 2 trucks and 10 people worth of quick equipment, right? And it was a pain in the ass. And I promised after I did it, I'd never do it again. And he begged me. He didn't beg me. He said, "Please, would you check into it?" I told him that. I said, "Forrest, the last time I did live streaming, it required a lot of time, money, and effort." And he said, "Well, would you just see what you could do?" And of course, he's Forrest Fenn. What the hell was I going to do? Say no? So I said yes, and I discovered that 2 trucks worth of equipment had been reduced to a red box about the size of a large pack of cigarettes, a pack of Gaulois. And so I called him back and I said, "It's $600. I'll make a deal with you. If you buy it, I'll do it." And he did. He sent me the $600. And I bought it. We did that. And it was such a good event that I decided at age 65 I was going to start another business called Streaming New Mexico. And Shelley joined me, and Kevin joined me, and Sean and Jason joined me, and Sean Scott and Sue Scott joined me. And for
your kids.
And my kids. And for 3 years, we did more live streaming in New Mexico than any other business. And I was at the point where my initial investment was around $10K. And that was mostly in a box about 2 feet by 2 feet square that put it all in this box.
I think this all belongs on the new BTS channel.
Yeah, we should do that. We really should do this on the BTS channel. Anyway, it came a point where I had to make a decision: either put another $100,000 into the business to grow it, or sell it. And by that time, I was 68. It was late 2016. So I was around 68, and I decided to sell it. And I told these guys that I decided to sell it. So I sold it, got rid of the equipment, sold it to the public access station, basically. And then we went on our separate ways. And then about a month and a half, 2 months later, I got a call from Shelley. And Shelley said, "You need to start searching for the Fenn treasure again." And because while we were building this business, I had dropped out of the Fenn treasure completely. And I said, "Okay, that sounds interesting, but why do you care?" And I didn't actually say, "Why do you care?" I wouldn't say that to the magical treasure princess. She said, "Because we need to start a YouTube channel on it." Ta-da! Here we are today. All because of her. So back to this story. We gave it away. I was there live streaming it, and as usual, I had a camera hanging around my shoulder, and every chance I got, I was taking pictures. Well, I thought to myself, you know what? Somebody needs to take a picture of that bronze jar and all those artifacts. And I don't know whether you can see it in this tiny little picture here, but there's a little jar, and on top of it, it says goat. And he makes a point in that, and you can watch the video from that event. He makes a point of saying what's in that jar is petrified goat poop, and he collected it as one of the artifacts and put it in the jar. So that's the story behind this picture.
Interesting. I wonder if that's in the treasure chest.
He's got some goat poop in the treasure chest. That's the story of this jar. That's the story of this picture. It is one of a kind, not only a one-of-a-kind photograph, but you will have one of one, the only dye sublimation print that Toby Younis is going to make and sign for you. That's the giveaway tonight. In order to qualify for that giveaway, go to last Wednesday's video. That is the video of February 12th, the Humpday Hoedown of February 12th, and make a comment. That qualifies you for this giveaway. All right? Whew-wee.
That was a lot of talking.
That was a lot of. We're a half hour into this. That guy is going to complain again. Remember the guy that complained we were 11?
He's probably not here tonight
Yeah,
because
that's
he didn't
probably-
like us, so he didn't come back.
He's really going to be angry this time. Okay, back to man.
I guess he didn't want to just talk to other people in the room like
Yeah,
most
it's
everybody
like most
else
everybody
does.
else does.
Yeah,
You know,
everybody
you
just talks
guys-
to each other.
You guys aren't here
You're
for
like,
us.
okay, this is boring, but let's talk to each other.
So I do want to mention Amy. Did I already? Who gave the Magical Treasure Princess that? Who gave me a bracelet, and who also brought with her a sample of sand from Diamond Beach in Iceland. How cool is that? It's a beautiful, shiny black sand. It's really pretty. So she's in the queue now for us to share the observations on that sample, and we'll give everybody plenty of advice. So we have a couple of birthdays that we have to take care of. The first was
the email video or the birthday video.
let's do the birthday video first.
Okay.
Who was the birthday video?
Silver Fox.
All right, Silver Fox.
And
Happy birthday from the Magical Treasure Princess.
happy
and
birthday, Silver Fox. And Matt Brewer's sister, Katie's birthday. And they're watching tonight. So shout out. Oh, she's 56. Hey, I'm 56.
Wow.
We're twinsies. Okay,
Twinsies.
sort of. I'm actually a couple months older, but that's okay. So we have Katie and Silver Fox having birthdays. And if you have a birthday today or this week, write it in the chat room. And this video that we're going to show is for you too.
This is for you guys. This is Katie. This is for you. And Silver Fox, this is from you. And here's your shout.
Happy birthday.
Ow. That actually hurt. What happened there? Happy birthday. So happy birthday, you two, and may you have many more. And don't forget, when you toast your birthday, toast it with the famous Rio de los Pinos.
All righty.
All right, where are we? Emails?
Emails. Time for emails. Enneagram. Is that even the right mat? Did we say the wrong mat?
I don't know, because I thought, no. Occam's blade. Where did you see anagram?
Love Enneagram and the bunch.
Love anagram. Huh? I just assumed it
Might
was
be a
Matt,
different
but-
Matt.
Yeah, it might
Whoever
be.
you are.
Matt, thank you.
Matt
We
and
hope-
Katie.
We hope that Katie has a happy birthday. Sorry we
Yes.
missed that.
Oh, and he had a question on there.
Oh, he did?
In the PS part.
P.S. Do you think Forrest could have placed a trail camera near the chest to know if someone was near it? If you're familiar with trail cameras, you know they have the newest ones have lithium batteries, and they have an optional AA battery box if you want to put that on it. But either way, they have to be serviced in one way or the other. Not only because you have to change SD cards as it collects more and more data, or you have to recharge the batteries or replace the batteries in order for them to keep. That means somebody has to go up there and service that trail camera. That leaves a, quote, trail. So no, I don't think he put a trail camera up there. Because all we'd have to do is follow Mr. Trail Camera Guy.
Sarah Rock said, Brad said, don't read my email if I sent one. Lol.
Oh, I did read your email. I won't read it out loud, and I hope you got my response, Sarah.
All right. This is from Angelin. Angelin.
Angeline.
Angelin.
Yeah.
Angelin, you're not in your 70s? Hi, Toby. I was watching AGK, not sure of the date, where you mentioned that you're 70 to 71 years old. No way.
I'm 71 as of January 17th.
That's right. If that's true, then you have found a treasure greater than Fenn's, the fountain of youth. Whatever you're doing, it's working. Thanks for being awesome.
Well, thank you, Angeline. Angeline is the young woman who sent us some of her music that we'll be playing on the Saturday Night Church for the Search. And it's very mellow sounding. It's
Church
very
of the
cool.
Search.
What did I say?
Church for the Search.
Oh, no, it's Church of the Search.
That's what I thought.
Saints and sinners, brothers and sisters. So, Angeline, thank
Come
you.
and do your confessions with Toby.
Yeah, I will accept that compliment. And yes, I feel, but I have to tell you, my mother, even when she was in her 80s and close to I think the last couple of years were tough for her. But prior to that, she was active and she was healthy, and she used to brag about the color of her hair and that she had, I should always say, these teeth are mine. These are my teeth. So there's a genetic component here, but she keeps me on the straight and narrow when it comes to diet and exercise, so that helps as well.
That's right.
Not that
We
I have-
challenge him every week to
Right.
walk more steps than
than the last one.
Kevin and Gus.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. Speaking of the oldest guy in the group, but I can hold
Because
my own.
me and my daughter are not a big competition for you. Anyway, Humpday holodeck from Brit. Hello, Shelley and Toby. Thanks for just referring to me as Brit. Yes, I am agreement with you that deleting every area searched by every credible treasure searcher would be difficult. Yet, how about just deleting the areas that you and Shelley, plus members of your panel, have searched personally to no avail? Odds are that if Shelley has covered a square acre of land with a metal detector, with you following behind, kicking over rocks and looking under logs without any results, that the treasure isn't likely to be in that square acre. The only I'm just trying to think of all those rocks at Rio de los Pinos, and you're trying to kick them all over. There's
where
like
I-
a billion of them.
That's where I'm going with the answers, so go
Right.
ahead and finish.
The only place on the map in Too Far to Walk where the
Fish and Wildlife Service.
that's right, color code appears that I can locate is immediately south of Colorado Springs. Do you agree?
What am I agreeing with? Too far to
If
walk.
the
No, I don't. Well, I can't
That
agree
part.
with that compilation, right? If you want to break it down and have a conversation about agreeing with different things, but you've made it a complex sentence, so because of that, I can't agree, right? That's like me asking.
which part do you agree or disagree with? I guess.
I don't believe that Too Far to Walk is on the map. I don't think the Fish and Wildlife Service color code appears on the map has anything to do with it, and I don't think the treasure is immediate. So all of it. Sorry, but the problem with that strategy of covering an acre at a time is that there's 245,000 square miles of the stuff. Secondly, there aren't enough treasure hunters to cover all of that territory. Thirdly, nobody uses a metal detector, nor would it make any sense, because if you find it with a metal detector, you're going to find it, period. And fourthly, once you get up into those areas, you realize there are so many rocks and dead fallen trees or logs to kick over that you could spend a lifetime in the same area doing it. We're not going to leave Rio de los Pinos. We're going to keep looking at Rio de los Pinos because there's a place up there that I called the River of Rocks.
There's a place for
heavy loads, water's high, etc., etc. That River of Rocks is probably you can see it on Google Earth. That's how big it is. It's probably a quarter to a half mile in length. It's shaped like a wave.
Yeah.
And it could be behind any one of those boulders, literally. You could spend the rest of your life searching the River of Rocks.
Well, Kevin went in there a bit,
and fighting off the marmots.
And you got to be the problem is they're easy to fall off.
Yeah, right.
Because they're round.
So the deal is, once you go out in the field, what you're going to realize is you can be in one location. You can have your spot narrowed down to 1,000 square feet, and you could spend the rest of your life searching in that 1,000 square feet.
Well, you got to look at Illinois Ghost. How many times he's been to the same spot, still looking in the same spot.
That's what it's going to take.
Over 100 times.
Yeah, through 3 cars. He's gone through 3 vehicles.
So, who knows? These are both sand ones. I don't know if you want me to read those.
Hang on. Let me see. Hello, Toby and Shelley. I received the sapphire photo, and I really want to thank you very much. You did an outstanding job on this. Oh, this was from Mike, right? I hope you will make some copies or new photos for drawing prizes to help promote the treasure hunt. Mike, I made a commitment. There might be other photos that I can use, but I made a commitment to you that you are one of that photo. So I've got plenty of others to work with. If we want to do it for the treasure hunt, I've got thousands of our photos from searches, from events, from of the magical treasure prints. I got thousands of photos to make prints from. This is Lake Titlan. I went and got sand sample. It's from Mercury, Violet Mercury. I went and got a sand sample today. Toby attaches a picture where I took the sample. I can send some more pictures. Yeah, I just wanted that to remind me, so you guys go see her video. It's just the coolest ever. I awarded her the Outstanding Sand Collector Award ever. Because 7-minute video, ladies and gentlemen. Go watch it. It's cute. And it's very informative. I mean, that's what makes it neat, is that she learned all about our project. She learned about sand. She highlights the ideas. She promotes our channel. And then she makes the video that she promised going out to collect the sand. I mean, it impressed the hell out of me. And it takes a lot to impress me.
I think we covered these. Redbubble and the
Tricky Treasures, Redbubble. Yep, we did cover those.
Now, this is from Mike Hempfling, but it's a question, so.
Mike Hempfling of Crave Creative?
Yeah. He says, I think you have talked about this before, but I believe it is worth another conversation. What do you think Forrest Fenn meant when he told a searcher, Scott Conway, to stick his toe into the water to see if it was warm? Do you think that he was indicating that where warm waters halt is a hot spring, or do you think he was just challenging the where warm waters halt solve?
So Scott Conway was the gentleman that was arrested up there by Lake Heron digging a 14-foot hole in a state park, and then wanted to go back. And his solve involved the transition of temperature in water. Hang on. And the problem is I don't ever I don't ever remember, and somebody will have to back this, maybe is Lisa in the room. I don't ever remember him asking about the temperature. I think he asks, did you when you mention warm waters or where warm waters halt, I think he asks, did you dip your toe in it? He never asks whether or not there was if you tested the temperature. I don't think that's the point that he's trying to make. I think the point that he's trying to make is that if your warm water's halt doesn't involve water, then you're probably in the wrong location, right? I don't think it's a matter of temperature. I think the way he asks the question when he does, he asks, did you dip your toe in it? And what you're left with is the impression that what can you dip your toe in? You can dip your toe in lava. Ouch. You can dip your toe in Old Faithful. Oui. You can dip your toe in an icy lake. No.
So weird. How about a snowbank?
Snowbank, right? I think the point that he was trying to make, and that he continues to make, because he still asks everybody the question, did you dip your toe in it? He's not asking about temperature. He's asking about the difference between H2O and not.
GL Cannon says, Toby, just get a dog, name him 5 miles, then you can tell people you just walked 5 miles, then they'll leave you alone.
I actually enjoy my workouts. I love my workouts. You know why? Because I can. No offense, because I can. Because I can still do a workout. You know, I feel good when I ride 20 miles on a bike, and I feel good when I walk 5 miles. So, Blazing Paddle says, Toby dipped his toe in the fountain of youth. Wouldn't that be cool that there was a fountain of youth and you could just stay young forever? Here's the secret to remaining young. I'm going to give you my secret. Number 1, good diet, consistent exercise, and lots of kids who then have grandkids that require you to, or coach soccer. Coach soccer because you have no choice. You have to be young in order to coach soccer. You have to remain young. You're going to get older.
Just hang out with young people.
Yeah, just hang out with younger babes. That'll keep you young.
This is from T.I. Mattis. She says, just want to tell you I'm going to try to call in tonight. Have some questions about that dang Rio Grande Rift and Abiquiu Rift.
Oh, the Abiquiu Rift. Wow,
and
she's getting into it.
She gives you her phone number, so if she calls it, you'll recognize it.
Okay. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I wrote her back and I told her I was going to call her. Queuee. And that's interesting that she got to that point.
There's no E in it.
Oh. Quiu. No.
Quiu. Mm-hmm.
So it is in the quadrangle, but I don't think they call it a rift. I think if you look at the rift map, it's like Albuquerque. It's its own area. But we can talk about it. I'll have to do. Let me do that. Wow, it combines one of our geology questions with a searcher question. How cool is that? Right there.
Captain Marvel's coached soccer.
Captain Marvel, I salute you. Did you coach girls soccer? Because that's the real challenge. Because they just at the beginning.
Because they're better at it than boys.
At the beginning, they just want to chase butterflies. I swear to God, you got to get them focused. Woo! But
all right. So moving on to texts.
Okay. No, don't you want to say hi to the room? Go say hi to the room
okay.
first. And I'll see if there's any questions for us.
And then you play the video saying hello to the room.
Hello, chat.
I got
go for it.
726.
That's all I got. So we're on our own. That's as far back as we go. I'll go from the bottom to see if there's any
questions. Hello to all of
questions.
our friends who are here in the chat room. We appreciate you. And say hello to Cadelcon, MJ Inzer, Captain Marvel, Justin Posey, K-Pro, one of our mods. Do you know who it is? M.A. Hammock.
Wait, can I interrupt something? Just for a second. Dom, he beat me at poker too, I think. But he's got the cutest little text message. We're going to play it. I wish I could play the video on that. But wait, I have a point to make.
Girl or
So no, Well, he does have a cute daughter. That's who sent the text message.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So I do want to make a point. Hush Whispers says that's the same response you gave me when I asked you why you blocked me, because I can. And I made the point later that YouTube provides us the tools to protect our channel. This is our property on YouTube's land, and we're just protecting our property. But that's not the point I wanted to make. I was watching, somebody sent me to another video where the person said that they want to be unblocked, but they weren't going to apologize and beg me to unblock them. I have never, ever said you have to apologize. I have said the following: send me an email, ask me to unblock you. I will send you an email back saying you're unblocked. Please adhere to our rules. That's all you're going to get. So all you have to say is, you don't even have to say please if you don't want to. Toby, unblock me. I will. I'll let you know, and I'll ask you to adhere to our rules. That's all you have to do. There's no begging involved. I don't expect anybody to bow down to the Prince of Evil.
Let's not over-dramatize
Yeah,
things,
it's
shall
not just, if you want to be unblocked, ask to be unblocked. I'll do
we?
it.
All right. So, moving back to the
Go ahead.
room. Christy Meeps, Captain Marvel,
Toby has Corona.
The Sassy,
Nice.
1962.
Thanks, 500 pieces.
ES is here. The Sassy and ES, two more of our mods. Terry McKernan. We have Hooley, another mod, 500 pieces. We have M.A. Hammock. I think I said his name. Fenn Fan. Davio's here. Twiggy T. Blazing Paddles. This is the place to be. You are correct, sir.
I'd like to
And or
repeat
madam.
something that's in the room. Justin Posey says, Justin, who gave us that very nice super chat a while ago, he says to Caper at this point of the opinion, meaning himself, that the poem is extremely precise. There shouldn't be any meandering or ambiguity. IMO. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Justin. Although that wasn't directed at me.
All right.
Davio, what are the pointers up and point? What are the little triangles about?
Shadowcaster. Dufox. Moni 618.
She was in our
Softer side?
softer side today, or was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Moni.
Yeah.
So
William Sparks.
Eugene and Davio are having this great geometric conversation. I can't follow it.
Greg
So
Keller,
going back
another
to-
mod. Hey, Greg, where have you been?
Greg, we've missed you in the member vault.
I hope everything's okay. Hope all are well in your family. Sarah Rocks will be here. Will be here. She's wrote, I will be 57 in 14 years. So I read the will be part. Hush Whisper, Cha Cha Cha, Alan K. Paladin. Da, 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 Paladin.
So is Toby, hang on.
Stacy Harwood.
So go ahead. Capro's asking about my hot date night.
Oh, boy. What's happens in Vegas?
Stays in Vegas.
Right. Zozo Rocks.
So I may not even have permission to do this, actually.
Doug Carver. Sarah Rocks. So we got a Zozo and a Sarah.
Everybody's rocking tonight.
Rocking it out. Glenna Friedman. We have Mr. T.
Oh, look. So here's the directions for gifting that app to our users. Oh, that's cool. So now I have to, let me read that and I'll
Ooh, giveaway stuff.
yeah.
Yay. We have, who else? Tim Molina. Jack Be Nimble Nimble. Kiwis Road. Calabrado. Jungle Cruiser. Doug Carver. Stephen Grabda. Grabda?
He grabbed a handful of,
Grabda. Yeah, GL Cannon. Do Hush Whisper. Do. Nemo.
so I can tell my hot date story for Capro.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Just asking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh.
Why don't you go ahead and finish with the room and I'll tell the
All
story.
right. Violet Mercury's here. And Jody Skopak. And Christy Meeps.
Is Czar in the room?
Terry McKernan. I haven't seen a czar because I can. Paul Wood. Mr. Anonymous. Chris Luce.
It's a nice Italian name, huh?
Kevin Carney.
What? Kevin Carney?
Hello.
Well, he says hello, Colorado, before he says hello to you.
Oh, that's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. I saw him earlier today. 3D Bronze.
Okay, 3D Bronze is going to be right back. Okay, so here's what happened. Czar, who's one of our viewers and became a friend, lives in Las Vegas, and he was
Oh, here he says hi to us.
Oh, okay.
There.
And he managed to acquire 2 tickets for
Lewis.
me to Penn and Teller, the Penn and Teller show at the Rio. And so he gave me the tickets on the night of the so the Rio show was on Sunday night. The poker, he gave me the tickets at the poker game. And so by the Sunday lunch that we were having at what was supposed to be Buco de Beppo, but turned out to be a taco place.
Buco de Taco.
The Buco de Taco. He gave me the 2 tickets.
And it wasn't even Tuesday.
Right. And he gave me the tickets on Sunday. So by the time I got to lunch...
Sean O'Grady.
Hey, Sean. By the time I got to lunch, I had decided that I would give the tickets to somebody who was a couple so that they could go together. And so I was there, and Micah was across the table from me, and they brought up, are you going to the to Penn and Teller? And I said no, that what I didn't want to go alone. And what I wanted was somebody who's a couple here take the tickets and enjoy the show. And there was a gentleman sitting next to me, and I can't remember his screen name, but K-Pro will remember. His name is Gary. And I was sitting between, and they had invited me. He actually paid for my lunch and my drink. And Gary and his friend, Mary, I was sitting between them. And Gary kind of grabbed my shoulder, and he said, well, why don't you take Mary? She would love to go, and I'm going home. I want to be in bed by that time because the show wasn't until 9 o'clock. So I turned to Mary and I said, would you care to go to Penn and Teller? And she said yes. And I was very grateful. Here's a picture of us. We went, the doors opened at 8 o'clock. We got there at 8, checked out our seats. Zara had given us great seats in the lower level. And we thought we'd go get a cocktail. So here's a picture of Mary and I getting a cocktail. Mary was a wonderful date. We had a great conversation. We had a fun time. We really enjoyed the show. We laughed at everything. And
Countryman.
And
Is that
Countryman.
the name of the bar?
Yeah. No. That's Gary's name.
Oh.
So we had a wonderful time together. It was really enjoyable. She was conveniently in my age group, so we had a lot of history. We had a lot of common things like raising families and things like that. And I had a great time. It was just a lot of fun with Mary, and I was very grateful. And I told her that I wrote her back, and we had one of the gentlemen at the bar take this picture for us, and I shared that with her and took the opportunity to tell her how much I enjoyed the evening, and she responded by telling me how much she enjoyed the evening. So a good time was had by all.
Stacy Harwood wants to know if you got to ride your bike in Vegas.
I did. I got to ride it in 2 locations. I got to ride it Sunday morning in downtown Vegas, and then after I left lunch, I went up to Red Rocks Canyon. It's not a state park. It's a BLM property. I think it's a memorial.
It's on your phone.
Hang on.
It's in the app.
It's in the app. Hang on, let me get this correct.
Because you used the app.
Because I
when
did
you
the
were there.
app.
Stacy, I'm reading Stacy's name on the screen. The field notes.
Pocket field notes. So I did get, here's my Pocket Field Notes app on my phone. I'm going to go to the menu. I'm going to go to projects, and I'm going to go to Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. And I made a folder for it, and I made 2 field notes because I got 2 samples, and I can go to that, and there's the pictures of the location, as well as the latitude, longitude, elevation, date, time, and my own notes. And And I think I can answer that question based on that. Now, imagine that you're not looking for sand samples, you're looking for Fenn's Treasure, and you simply want to document all that information in a single folder that you can then email to yourself, and it has everything that you know, all the information that you return. It's not really intelligence. Where's my hush puppies? Yeah, I
Bud
didn't-
Stelsride says, Toby, have you ever heard of magnet fishing? My son got me a kit for Christmas, and I'm anxious to give it a try this spring, see what I can drag up.
Apparently, it's the key is picking bridges, and if you're near, I can tell you because of the number of things I've lost. If you're near a marina and the piers, now generally, if you don't own the pier or you're not a member of the marina, they won't let you. But the next best thing are bridges, because apparently everybody throws everything over the bridge by the time they go on. So I did some when my sons were younger, when they were still in their teenage years. We used to go magnet fishing in Virginia, and we just found all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just amazing the things that people throw away. So good luck to that. It's a lot of fun, and because you're going to recover stuff.
Use your field notes when you
Yeah.
find stuff. Take a
Field
picture
notes.
of it.
Field notes, pocket
And
field
then
notes.
you can make a YouTube channel. And you're
$1.99.
like, look what I found, and here's exactly where I found
There
it.
are people that do. They have
See?
YouTube channels on magnet fishing.
Yeah.
There's a guy. He's a younger man, and he's got the funniest name. It's like Jitterbug Critter or something like that. Do I have something on my nose?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay.
A piece of fuzz or something.
Jitterbug Critter, and he dives in rivers for stuff, and like at the end of the year, he lays it all out, and it's a collection of everything from coins to cans filled with dollar bills to thousands of cell phones that people drop in
Yeah.
the water. Yeah, yeah.
Let's take a picture. Ah!
Yeah, that's exactly. That's mine was. I can't tell you how many flip phones I lost off my boat because I'd talk and I had this habit of kind of knocking it on my chin to close it, and several of them went over my shoulder and into the water. So, you'll
K-Pro
find it.
says there were a few ladies with their eyes on Tobster. They asked his search daughter about him.
Oh, she never said that.
She just did.
So I guess she was just trying to protect me.
Oh, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or them.
Well, yeah, maybe she was just trying to protect them.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't want to go
Because I
any places-
can goes magnet fishing all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun once you get into it, especially if you get the right kind of kit. What's interesting is if you go to YouTube, what they do is they get progressively stronger magnets, some of them so strong that if you get your hand caught between the two of them, it crushes your hand. So be careful. Have
Belinda
fun.
Cash
and-
says, I find lures all the time at Abiquiu and
Yeah.
fishing poles.
yeah. Yeah.
M.A. Hammock says, I would get sand from my local Red Rock Canyon, but it's all pink and white.
That's the whole point. And I'll show you. Well, you'll see the show. I did get not only sand from Red Rock Canyon, the arroyo that led out of Red Rock Canyon, which is a lot of white and quartz, very different from the sample we had today. But I also got some out of Calico Canyon, which was a little bit has that red color. But once you look at it in a microscope, you realize the red color is not red.
Blazing Paddle says, Toby, do a YouTube video, magnet fishing in the Fountain of Youth. It's a running gag now.
It's a running gag.
And K-Pro says you should have been at the after party, and then you would have known about all these women who wanted to meet up with you.
Sorry, I missed it. But I'm so old, and I'd been at it for, by that time, let's see, that would have been 12, 18, 20 hours straight, including
Chris Merchant wants to know, are you still searching between 7,000 and 8,000 feet?
Yes. Well, that's we got to put that in context. I just made that decision that it was between 7,000 and 8,000 feet a couple of weeks ago. So I had been searching from 5,000 to 10,200. Although I don't think I've ever been above 9,000. I don't think there's any need for that. But Chris, that decision was only made a couple of weeks ago. And I will share. Well, dang nabbit, I missed the after party.
Ka-ching from Sternworm. KK, I'm here now. Can we start over?
If we did, we
We're
would
going to
have
start
people
over right now.
shooting
Make
at
sure
us.
you look at all the things in the description box. There's
Yeah.
all kinds of links to stuff to buy. including you got your 3D bronze, you got your my daughter selling stuff on Redbubble, you got the apps from
The creative Crave
Creative
apps
Crave.
for Fenn and the Pocket Field Notes.
and
Did you do
the
treasure-
treasure thingy. What's
tre-
that called?
treasure-
Tricky
Treasures.
Treasures. So check the description box there.
Yeah, they're all there. So Stacy Harwood says, Toby, you wild guy. LOL, have to do a guy night. K-Pro, did you have a girls' night? They didn't have quite a girls' night. I think they had a
Friday
girls'
night, didn't they?
moment. Well, it wasn't, but no, there were guys there.
Oh.
But
You
yeah.
weren't there Friday night. How do you know?
No, because K-Pro told me. My search
Oh.
daughter told me all about it. She filled me
I
in.
see.
She filled me in. She keeps me in the
Because you were in Vegas. You got to hear about it.
Yeah. So
Keys
yeah,
Road.
I would look forward to that. I love guide nights.
What's your warm water story from Forrest? Ours is river bathing is best.
What's your warm waters story from Forrest? My warm waters story is in the chapter entitled Fly Water. And if you want to know more about it, you have to join the member vault.
Oh, why don't you play the ad while we're talking about it?
Member vault and member.
So if you're a brand new searcher, what's the first thing you want to do is read the book. So we're going to read the book. And then we're going to also, at the same time, match it up to the poem. So what did this chapter say to you about what do you see in the poem? How do they fit together? So we're going to work the poem and the book together. Now you can join at any time. It's going to be an open door membership. In the bonus section on the member vault, we have added 2 videos that Toby produced.
Is he saying there is stuff in life that isn't worthy of spending time knowing, or that the real test of your intelligence is knowing the stuff that everybody else thinks is not worthy of knowing?
You know, when he talks about no special knowledge is needed to find the treasure, but maybe you need to know those things not worthy of knowing in order to find the treasure.
You should have waited a couple more minutes and I could have gone. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to do next? You want to do text messages next? Let's do text messages.
Text messages.
You were going to say something?
I just needed to clear my throat.
Okay, don't forget, if you're going to send me a text message, use the number below, 202-815-1171. Please include your first name, at least, and the state from which you are texting. This is from John Miller from Michigan. What kind of things are you receiving for the chest you'll hide? I found this ring in Orlando, and I can mail it to include. I sent pics last week. I saw the pics. If you're interested, I'll pass it on. John, can you pick up that treasure chest anymore? Because it's gotten pretty heavy.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Okay, so this is the treasure chest we're putting together, and it includes literally a bunch of heavy stuff. So this is a huge, open that, show them.
Oh,
Silver dollar. It
Heavy.
includes gold. It includes silver. It includes jewelry. It includes turquoise. It includes special coins, including Morgan silver dollars, et cetera, et cetera. So we're putting everything of any kind of value, even sometimes like this $2 bill. I have owned this $2 bill since 1973.
you should sign it. And
No,
then it
that'll
would be
mess
mint
it up.
anymore.
Yeah, then it wouldn't be mint anymore. So it includes my...
Oh, we could just put our signatures in there because they're so valuable, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It includes my champagne cork from my birthday. So we're putting everything of any kind of value, and that's only half of it because Colorado and Sarah Rocks, we're getting together with them sometime in the spring, and they've got a bunch of other stuff. And, oh, that almost fell over. And apparently, Colorado has an interesting place to hide it as well. He wrote me and asked for the dimensions to see if it would fit in the place. So anything that you'd like to contribute, it goes. This is not one of those where you're going to bring it back to Toby and Shelley. That treasure is going to be yours. The title is yours. And we may even write a poem we may even use Forrest Fenn's poem to hide this treasure. Think about that.
Or one of the poems that are in the book, because there's a lot of them.
Oh, you know what we could use? Ode to Peggy Jean.
Ode to Peggy Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, you could turn that into
You
a
can
metaphor.
find a sparrow and a raven and a shadow and a...
I have a stuffed raven in my closet.
You always say stuff like that. It's
People
never
believe
true.
it. And people believe it. You have a stuffed raven in your closet? I am
We're
not.
still waiting for you to wear the fictitious rooster costume.
That was such a good story. That was good for a while, but then it got kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me close some
Texts.
of this.
Did we read the texts?
We haven't yet. We read one of them. That was the first one. But I'm trying to... I am trying... There's a better image of the Rio Grande Rift that I was trying to find here. Let me see if that's...
All right.
But you don't have the texts, so it's not going to make any difference, do you?
Godalcon's going to Wyoming.
Yay, get out. Well, that's because that's where the Cody Museum is, and he has a thing for the Cody Museum. A thing, I tell you.
A thing.
A thing. It's a thing for the...
Only you would have that, Toby.
what's that?
I don't know. That's what Sassy said.
Only I would have that. What does that mean?
A
What is that?
$2 bill is still in the package? I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Only I would have
Maybe.
that.
Melinda.
It's one of those things.
Melinda just left Wyoming and there's a lot of snow.
I'm like Forrest. I just keep everything for about 3 weeks, and then I take it over to Goodwill.
Gold
I
is
am
not
not-
magnetic.
I'm a terrible hoarder, but I'm not even a good collector. I don't have the. After a while, they go like, ugh, let's gather. If they gather dust, Goodwill, baby. And it could be anything. Okay, that was the first one. Let's go 3D bronze here, he says, but that's all he says. I wonder what that was about. Okay, here's a cute one. This is the one that I was talking about. I got those for her. So this is from Dominate, who we met at, who actually turned me on. I'm going to wear it on set. I mean, turned me on to the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a hockey team, and they had the best logo. It was so good that I had to buy a cap for it. And Dom was one. I think he was wearing something, and I asked about the logo. And I'm not even a hockey fan, but that logo was so cool. I bought the cap. I'll wear it Saturday night for Church of the Search. So this is from Dom. He says, Toby, we went hiking at Red Rock Canyon today. My kids were amazed by the sand, asking me all kinds of questions. I said, I know of a guy that you could ask that might have an answer. Maybe you could answer it on your YouTube if it interests you. Thanks, Dom. And my only regret, can I upload this?
Sassy says only you would have a raven in your closet.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I meant.
Yeah. Along with my stuffed cat.
In your rooster costume.
Hang on. I'm going to see if I can upload this cute little video to a Gypsy's Kiss. Hang on. So,
What, did he say you could show it?
gosh, did he? No, he didn't. And it's his daughter.
Yeah, I wouldn't show that.
Okay. All right. Let me just play it because you can hear her. Okay. So I got to describe to you. She looks like she's about, what, 5 or 6? And Dom had her make the
She's
video.
pretty tall. She
Is
might
she?
be 7 or 8.
Okay. And
don't
she's
know.
looking straight at the camera, and she says, listen to this.
Hey Toby, why is the sand so soft?
Maybe he'll be able to answer it for you. What does it feel like?
Fluffy,
Fluffy? Snow?
but less cold.
Like baby powder?
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell whether you're actually down at the bottom of Red Rock Canyon, or to me it looks like you're in Calico Canyon, because Red Rock Canyon didn't have a lot of the red sand. Calico Canyon, on the other hand, that did. But so one of the things that we use for our sample evaluations is he didn't tell me her name. So this is for Dom's daughter. Is this little table, and basically it has sands in various sizes, and they're literally the sands in various sizes that indicate what they would be referred to. And what I discovered is that the sand that was in both Red Rock Canyon and Calico Canyon, which turned out to be the redder of the two, the sand that I collected in Red Rock was more light colored, but Calico Canyon had the red sand, but it was a sand that was so fine it doesn't qualify as sand. It's silt. And that's because the granules of sand are about smaller than 1/16 of a millimeter. And so they're too small to qualify as sand, and that's why it feels fluffy in your hand. And actually some of it goes into dust. And so it was even smaller. So it's not really sand. If you pick it up, it'll just kind of, so the top layer will always get hard. It solidifies with any kind of rain or anything like that. But once you break underneath that, then the silt settles and you can pick it up, and it is kind of fluffy, basically. It almost splashes. It's so fluffy. And that's because
so fluffy.
and that's because it's not sand, it's silt. So Dom, thank you very much for allowing your daughter to ask that question.
Name
It's
that movie.
What? It's just
The
fluffy.
thing I just did.
What did you just do?
It's so fluffy.
I don't know. It sounds like one of those children's movies that I sent the kids off to with their mother.
Yes.
I didn't even
probably.
like kids' movies when I was a kid.
Name that movie.
I don't know. Tell them to name that movie.
That's what I am telling you. I'm
Okay,
telling them
you
to
guys
name
name that movie. So this is from QE from Portland. What's his name? Quantum Entangler. Have you ever heard of a searcher named... Wrong. QE. That's really the wrong question to ask.
Yes, we have,
Yes,
and
we have.
we don't wish to speak that name out loud.
That is the name of which we do not wish to speak.
He who will not be named.
He will not be named. All right. So, we even got a text message from Angeline. Hi, Toby. This is Angeline Jolly, the musician fan whose noise-making Shelley sent you. I know how good y'all are about... guys, if you're going to write me, don't write y'all. Just write you. I'm okay with that. Shelley sent you. I know how good you are about making sure info is accurate, etc. And I sent Shelley a cover of me singing Michael Jackson. I was aware of it, so she's about to tell me that it's a cover of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
We won't play that one on the show because it's copyrighted, even though you did a cover. And but we will use some of the other material that you wrote. Thanks for giving me something positive and fun to lose myself in while I'm going through some sad stuff at home. I adore you both. Well, thank you, Angeline.
Sarah Rocks is right. Despicable Me. She got it.
Wow.
Applause for Sarah.
How does Sarah know that?
And she probably watched it like I did.
Oh. Hello, my name is Bobby. I just started looking this stuff up, and it's pretty remarkable. Do you know if Fenn's treasure was ever found? I like the way he talks about it in the past tense. Bobby, as of this moment in time, there is no credible evidence that the poem has been solved or that Fenn's treasure has been found and or recovered.
Disposable Me.
Disposable me.
That was Kevin's answer. Must be a slow night.
So this is from Mel. Mel from Oklahoma received the sand pendant. He's won 2 prizes. He won a blue topaz, and he won one of the sand pendants, and he gives them to his granddaughter, Sky. And want to thank you all so much. Another y'all. So much for the fantastic present. With my 80th in several months, I've been on a regimen of carrying items of up to 40 pounds to build up my stamina. Who knows what I'll find? Best wishes, Mel. Mel, I hope you find the treasure. God, he sent a second time. QE. Don't even do that, all right? Okay, there's somebody else doing that. Mark Anthony from California. My warm waters halt, the flashlight and the sandwich statement, and the 36-inch bathtub. I guess
Those are his red herrings in the book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely red herrings. Dear Toby and Shelley, in your opinion, what is the degree of precision required in the correct interpretation of the poem when considering the words if followed precisely in The Thrill of the Chase, especially with relation to 12 inches by 12 inches? Your friend Mike W. from New Zealand. We believe that precision a certain amount of precision is required for your starting point, where warm water salt, the first clue, because without that precision, if you're off of that by 200 feet, then nothing else is going to work for you. After that, it's the act of following the clues, and we believe in our theory that the clues following where warm water's halt are close to being visible to you. You'll have a good sense in what direction to head, and that the total distance between clue 1 and clue 9 is less than 1,000 feet. So, but we think that precision, so by default, the precision is required when you need to locate something rather than seeing something. So you know, if you can locate where warm waters halt with precision, then you know where the canyon down is. You have to decide at that point, how far do I walk or not? And then what you're going to walk to is the home of Brown. And if you know where the home of Brown is, it's likely you're going to be able to see it. That's our conclusion. Watch Expedition Unknown, Season 7, Episode 12. That explains everything. You'll get it if you watch that. Okay, that's it for, what you call them?
Texts.
Do we have
Voicemails?
No, we don't have. So let's go to voicemails. Oh, this is from Birdie. I recognize the...
Hi, Toby. Good morning. This is Birdie Chacon. I hope you made it back home safely. Anyways, I was just wondering, is there any way, could I trade the bracelet for the packet of gold cards? I love the bracelet, don't get me wrong. It's just too big for my wrist. And I would like to wear it, but, it's just too big. But if I could trade it, would you call me back, please? 43.
What bracelet?
She won, so...
Have a great...
okay. So Birdie was, she's a very petite woman, little tiny thing. And she won the World Series of Fenn bracelet that our Fenn Matt Brewer made. Silver and turquoise bracelet. And it was obvious when she was I was watching her trying to put it on. She didn't win it. What happening is she was in the final 10. And the final 10 were picking prizes from the prize table, starting with Tony. Tony took Copper Dan's art. Then Justin was next. He picked up the sketch that Nalika and Morrow had donated. Well, when it got to Birdie, she picked the bracelet, the World Series of Fenn bracelet, and it was obvious that it was made for a man. So she's, if you were lucky,
wrist like me,
even smaller. She's little girl size. She's very petite. And I don't think she realized that she would never be able to wear it unless she had it adjusted. But even then, the band, the thing itself is bigger than my watch, right? So even if she could fit it on her wrist, it would just dangle from side to side. So I would suggest, Birdie, let me call her back. Let me call.
She wants gold cards instead.
There was a pack of cards, and they had a gold foil back on them. So I'm going to suggest, if there's anybody can arrange it. So let me call her back.
It would be Christy.
If Christy, I don't remember who picked up the pack of cards. They were probably one of the last things to go. So.
Judging. He said he'd trade her for a coin bank treasure chest.
Oh, maybe she doesn't have voicemail. Hey, Birdie. Birdie, it's Toby. Can you hear me?
Oh, God. Calling.
Oh, somebody picked up the phone. Oh, she's in the room. Birdie. Birdie, it's Toby.
Toby calling me.
Birdie.
Anyone talk?
She came in 6th place.
Yeah, something like that. Birdie. Birdie. So Tony says he has the deck. Birdie?
He says he has a deck.
Oh.
And
Hello?
K-Pro says her son has a...
Hello, Birdie. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, it's Toby and Shelley. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Toby?
Very good. Thank you. Listen, I got your voicemail regarding the trading of the bracelet for that pack of gold cards. Do you know who won the pack of gold cards?
They were still left on the table. The game, the gold cards, and there was something else that was left over
Huh.
that no one picked.
Okay.
But
So there's a couple of things. Number one, I don't know an answer to your question since I wasn't involved in the prizes. But I'm looking at the chat room right now, and Logic Chaser, our friend Matt Brewer, who made that bracelet, he said he'd resize it for you.
that would be great.
All right.
That would be
Let's
great.
do,
Thank you.
let me do this. I want you to send an email to gypsyskiss@gmail.com.
Okay.
And then I'm going to forward that to Matt. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is because I don't have his email address right at hand. So I'm going to send it to him, and then you two talk to each other regarding the resizing. He can do that for you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Because, yeah, it'd be terrible. It is a beautiful bracelet, and it's really cute, but
Yeah.
it's just way too big for my wrist.
Yeah, I remember I was telling
You
Shelley
love
that you're very
people.
petite. And so let's do that.
Okay.
And you guys work it out. And if it still doesn't fit, let me know, and we'll figure out if we can find a trade for you, for somebody that might want to trade for it. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure. We'll talk to you later. And again, send me that email, and I'll forward that to Matt.
I sure will.
Okay, dokie. You have a good evening.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, well, that was easy. Matt, thanks for doing that. I appreciate that. Let's see. So this is what's his name?
Hello, this is Quantum Entangler
Quantum
from
Entangler.
Portland, Oregon. And
QE again.
I have another bit of information that may be of interest to some of your searchers. And that has to do with the first stanza. And in the first stanza, it says that he's gone in there alone with his treasures bold. And I believe the word bold is synonymous with confidence. Because Forrest Fenn says many times, the searcher who goes looking for the treasure has to move with confidence. So he moved with confidence when he went in there alone. And so that's what the word bold means, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I hope you have a great show, and I might call in later.
All right,
Thanks.
good.
Bye.
I always talk to them like I'm talking, not to a voicemail. Okay, British Columbia. Wow. Getting a lot of Canadians.
2 from Michigan on Facebook.
I just left a message, but I was a little bit nervous, and I wasn't too sure if I had the right phone number, so I'm just going to tell my story here. My name is Highway St. Christopher. I left you guys an email, or I tried to send you guys an email. I don't know if you guys have got it. I sent part 1 and part 2 through Boneyard Customs. That's our business and our car club. I'm regarding a memory that I have from my childhood when I was in a place, I believe it was in the States somewhere. My grandpa loved Old West and things like this, and I went with him on a trip. I just don't remember where this was. But I remember I was looking at an exhibit inside of a building where it was inside of a cave, or like a cave kind of display with some native peoples. And there was a fancy box on a shelf just around the corner on my left-hand side. I noticed it on the shelf, and I was looking at it. There was a tall, slim man in front of me that was coaching me to go get the box. And I was scared, and I ran away. And as I was leaving, he told me that I would make the worst mistake of my life not getting this box and things like this. And that memory has haunted me from now. I'm 45. I guess probably I was maybe 12, 13 at the time when it happened, maybe a little bit younger. Then one day I was doing just, I don't know, looking at things, and I heard this thing about Mr. Fenn, and I've seen some of the pictures, and that box looks awfully like the one that I saw in my memory. And I guess what I'm trying to figure out is if that was the box I saw, and if there's a little bit of closure on that memory. I don't know if Mr. Fenn would remember me or not. A little kid, overweight. I guess I was bigger. I was kind of big for my age. But I really don't know how else to ask this. I understand probably you guys get a lot of weird calls and things like this, but I don't really want any hints or anything else. I just want to find closure to that memory, if this was the actual event that I remember, if this was it or not. If someone could please get back to me. My phone number is 20.
Do not put your phone numbers in your voicemail. Your phone number will come across with the voicemail.
It's nice to see that so many people are interested in this and stuff like this, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't mean to bother anybody about it. I just have a memory of a thing that kind of always haunts you. I don't know if you understand or not, but if somebody get back to me, I'd really appreciate it. Either way would be nice. Or even if you can answer my email. All right, thank you, and hope you all have a great day.
So, Highway St. Christopher, I did read your email, and my response was, I did respond to your email, and my response is, I can't bring you that kind of closure. It sounds like that's a conversation you have to have with Forrest. I sent you his email address, but there are no guarantees that he will respond. He's at a point in his life, and maybe even his career, that he's trying to slow down and back away from this. And so considering that it happened 30 years ago, that he's 90, he would have been 60 if he had been involved. If you could identify the location, there's so many variables here. I don't know how you can target it. I don't know how you can, other than Forrest saying to you, you better not, the reference that he used, that doesn't sound like Forrest to me. That little part right there does not sound like the Forrest Fenn I know. And I'm not an expert at him, but it just doesn't sound. But I did respond with his email address. I'm going to suggest that if you feel strongly about this, you go ahead and write him, and do so without necessarily expecting a response. You may never get closure on this. All right, let's see what we got here.
Hey guys, it's Quantum Entangler again from Portland, Oregon, and I thought I would double down tonight.
Okay, I think what we're going to do is we have. Let's go to. We've already heard that one. Not.
Well, treasure hunters, Davio22 here. Just thought I'd tell you of my Valentine story. Well, I had this date, right? She says, be here, be there, and I was there. But she was nowhere.
Oh, no.
Apparently her name was Trove. Actually, her name was Indulgence. Just another day of not seeing the girl I thought was there.
Stood up by a treasure.
Big sigh. Just kidding around. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, but
I
I was on YouTube on Valentine's Day, so you and I were together, Davio.
Yeah.
So
I
took the place of the treasure, being the treasure princess.
You and Shelley. Okay, Quantum, I'm gonna hold your other call till Friday because we got a lot of stuff to get through. So I do want to call. This is from Tammy. So let me call her because she asked me to. So Tammy, I'm calling you.
When I'm calling you.
I'm calling. Let's see if that's right. Okay. So Tammy, we're calling you.
I don't think Cynthia does a lot of fishing, does she?
I've never thought that she did. I mean, she's never. No, I'm sure she does.
She doesn't fish?
No, she doesn't trout fish. I don't know. Maybe she goes out at a
Hello.
Hi, Tammy. It's Toby and Shelley.
Hi, Toby and Shelley.
Hello.
Well, aren't we in a bunch of trouble here?
Yeah.
The Hoosier sisters.
Yeah. So, doing a lot of searching in the old Rio Grande Rift, huh?
Listen, from a perspective of a resident of New Mexico, do you not consider all them mountains, the Rocky Mountains?
Well, so so we're not talking about mountains. We're talking about the Rio Grande Rift. Okay.
Right. And it seems to a person in Illinois, it seems like that rift only split up the Rocky Mountains.
Well, no, it actually is.
What do we know? We're flatlanders.
All right, so let me give you, I happen to know the story behind the rift, so I'll tell you that. So 200 million years ago, the plates that we now know as continents were moving around.
Yep.
And in the process, they were bumping into each other. They were separating from each other. There was a lot of activity, okay? A lot of energy going into this. It took tens, if not hundreds of millions of years to happen. Well, at some point, a faux, F-A-U-X, rift started to occur along that line from central Colorado down through Mexico. And it was actually going to split off part of what we now know as North America. And it started and it didn't finish. But the reason it started is because on the west side, as the rift was occurring, all this volcanic energy came up. And all the mountains on the west side of the rift are basaltic mountains. They're the result of the fact that all those volcanoes were erupting in that area. And that's why you look all the way down to Albuquerque. If you look above Albuquerque on the west side, you'll see those 5 volcanoes sitting up there. Right? And that's true in Albuquerque. There's another basin in Espanola, north of us. There's another basin in San Luis, the San Luis Valley in Colorado. And all of them, all the west side, here, I'm going to share a map with you. Hold on. Okay. So this area here, this yellow part right here, is the basin. The red part on this side, the western side, represents the mountains that result from volcanic activity. And that's why they're called the San Juan Volcano Valley, right? Then the Sangre de Cristos are the result of tectonic action. That means the earth pushed against each other and the stresses caused by the push form the mountains. So they're 2 completely different mountain ranges on either side of that rift. People refer to it as a valley, and that's the valley that the Rio Grande has been coming down for 200,000 years, right? But it is not. It is not in the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are on either side of that rift. In one case, they're the result of tectonic action. They're referred to as the Front Range, and on the other side, they're the result of volcanic activity, and they're referred to as the Western Range. So there are no Rocky Mountains in the Rio Grande Rift. And when Forrest said the Rio Grande Rift is not, or the Rio Grande is not in the Rocky Mountains, he was as correct as could be, because the Rio Grande River is at the bottom of the Rio Grande Rift, and it is not in the Rocky Mountains.
Wow. Okay, well, we're experiencing some of the 5 stages of grief here. You know it well.
Oh, I know it. I know it really well. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And you touched on what he said about the water. Was it warm? So can we conclude that he has not asked anybody, was that water warm?
To the best of my knowledge, when he says, did you dip your toe in it? He doesn't, to the best of my knowledge, I haven't heard one, maybe they can correct me, but I don't think he ever says, did you dip your toe in it to see if it was warm? I think he says, when you say, I was at this certain location, Cynthia, the most prominent example is in Cynthia's book, where she said she was under a bridge near, I don't know, I think it was someplace in Yellowstone, and he said, did you dip your toe in it? And I think she was, when he asked her, he was making fun of her because they were sitting in front of a journalist, and she was talking about her search, and she said where she was, and he said, did you dip your toe in it? And my interpretation, this is my opinion, right? He wasn't asking if you dipped your toe in it, if it was to determine its temperature. He was asking if you dipped your toe in it to determine if it was water. Right. So let's say you had a warm waters halt, and the warm waters halt occurred above the Rio Grande Rift where all those old lava flows were. Right. And you could say that, well, that, or it's like the continental divide. Some people use the continental divide as where warm waters halt. You can't dip your toe in the continental divide. Right. It is a line along the ridge of the mountains. So that's why I think he's never quite asked. He's never quite asked, did you dip your toe in it to determine the temperature? I think that's an interpretation and has become mythology of the searchers. I think he's asking.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Rio Grande Rift has a wonderful geologic history that goes back 200 million years. It was actually, if it had occurred, it's called a faux rift, but it's also called an aborted rift. That means it started, but it never finished. And if it had finished, it would have gone all the way north, up the Rocky Mountains, all the way to Alaska, and it would have split off the western part of America into another continent.
Okay. Golly. Well, here's the thing. We feel like all things are wrong, and we're just going to have a stunning vacation in Abiquiu.
Well, if you go to Abiquiu, I got to tell you, Abiquiu is kind of old home for me because my mother's side of the family, the Espinosas, were from Abiquiu. So I spent a lot of time. Now, the property, because everybody on that side of my family is dead, the property has long been since sold. But I used to spend part of my summers up there. Taos and Abiquiu were where I spent my summers. But if you do get around here, join me and Shelley, and not only will I give you a tour of the Rio Grande Rift, and I'll give you a tour of Petroglyphs National Monument, which the Rio Grande Rift.
That's in Albuquerque. We went there.
Yeah. Oh, did you? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come in. I'll tell you the whole story.
Oh my gosh!
Because it's all about.
Let's meet up then.
Yeah, it's the wonder of geology. I mean, it's just amazing that it happened, and it has a history. And there are people who think of the Rio Grande Rift as kind of a notebook for geologists that you have to learn, because if you learn the Rio Grande Rift, you learn everything you need to know about the tectonic theory of how. Of how the continents were established.
Okay, great.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to start all over, I think.
Well, that's a good. There's nothing better.
It's depressing, isn't it?
No. You know what? It is. You go. It's depressing right afterwards. And I've had my moments. You've seen me on YouTube having my moments where you go like, I just wasted 3 years or 4 years or whatever, how many years, and then you start on the new one, and then you get excited about the new, the new finds and the new connections. And, what's interesting about this member vault that we've been having is we went through the book again, and in literally every chapter that we went through, I found something that I hadn't noticed before that became amazingly important in the grand scheme of where I think the poem takes us.
Right. Okay. That's good advice right there.
Yeah, just read the book. Read the poem, read the book. What he tells us to do: read the poem, read the book, and don't be chasing no rift valleys.
Holy cow! So basically, can we say then that is not on the west side of the Rio Grande?
So here's what's interesting. He once said the Rio Grande is not in the Rocky Mountains. That's not true. Because the headwaters of the Rio Grande are in central Colorado on the west side of the Rocky Mountains, the ones that were formed by volcanic action. It starts up there. So if you had a solution that looked at the Rio Grande, I would look at the western side of the mountains on the western side, because they are in the Rocky Mountains, and the Rio Grande is in those mountains. That's where its headwaters are.
Okay.
And when you come, I will walk you through the Mother Earth solution. I'm not the Mother Earth, Jesus. The Google Earth solution of where the Rio Grande starts in the Rocky Mountains. But then it drains down into, and you can see it right here. Watch you won't be able to see this. right away. But what I'm going to do is I've got my cursor pointed at the Colorado-New Mexico border. That blue line is the Rio Grande, and you can see there's the Rio Grande Rift, but the water has to come from someplace. The rift doesn't have water naturally. So what happens is there's water. The Rio Grande leads up into here all the way into the San Juans right here, and it starts right there in those part of the Rocky Mountains. So the Rio Grande is in the Rocky Mountains. The part of the river that's in the rift is not. So if you have a solution that lays out that the Rio Grande has to be in the Rocky Mountains, then you're someplace in central Colorado. And you're in the San Juans, the western side of the rift.
Okay. Okay, got it. I've looked at a million maps, and I'm going back to look at a million more.
Follow the Rio Grande. Find it where you can in New Mexico, kind of where you can actually trace it from the border, and then trace it north, and then northwest, and then west, and go to its headwaters. And if you're using Google Earth, there are actually photographs. You know how when you can say show the photos? There are photos of the Rio Grande's headwaters on Google Earth.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Okay, thank you so very much.
My pleasure. I'm glad that we got to talk.
Okay, and we're coming out the first week of June.
We look forward. So we'll see you guys then.
Okay, bye,
right.
Shelley.
Bye.
Bye, Toby.
Bye. You have a good day. Good evening.
You too.
Okay, that was fun. Let's see. Oh, that was from Highway St. Christopher. He said thank you.
Oh, it's just an email?
Yeah.
I wondered why it was coming across that phone.
Because this has all three.
Kiwis Road says, what's your perspective of time? Reread his 3 books and find Forrest's emotional connection to eternity.
We did a video on Forrest's relation with time. We think it's important for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
But
and one of the things that not far but too far to walk could mean is traveling through time, because you can't walk through time.
Right. You can step through time.
But it's like, oh, it's not too far in the future or not too far in the past, but you can't walk there.
Right. So imagine that you're walking through an area that had been populated by the Chaco culture, the Anasazi culture, the Pueblo culture, anywhere from 11 to 20,000 years ago. And it's right up the valley from you, but it's not far, but it's too far to walk. You can't get back to the past. So
Jeffrey Grayjack, thanks you all.
Thanks you all. Well, thank you all too, Jeffrey.
Yes.
All right. I think we have time for
one more call.
One more. No, I think we have time for one call coming in, but I've got to. So here it is. Whoever hears this message first, I'm turning off the do not disturb. So whoever calls first,
phone lines
that'll probably
open.
be
Rush,
last
rush,
call.
rush.
So we had a lot to cover
Speed
tonight,
dial.
didn't we? I will have some pictures for you. So on Friday, I'll have some
Speed
pictures
dial.
for you from Las Vegas, and I will have a complete video on how to use Pocket Field Guide, because I made a video while I was. Did I save that video? Where would it save?
I don't know. What'd
Come
you
on,
do?
Aren't you
Your phone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where does it go?
in pictures.
It does?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have a special place.
It depends on what you shot it with. Just the phone.
Pine
or if
Top
you-
Lakeside. Is that your mother?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's another woman, I think.
Hey, you've reached Toby and Shelley. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question for the searchers?
Yeah, this is Cosme.
Cosme?
Cosme, yeah. I got a cold, so first thing I want to do is say sorry about the comment on cold, less the word you couldn't say. So anyway, I have a...
Don't feel like you need to apologize. I don't know what you said, so everything's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have an atlas that says Rocky Mountains extend from Colorado 1,285 miles south. And that includes the
1,200 miles south from Colorado?
No, from Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And that also includes the thing that divides the West from the East.
The Continental Divide.
Continental Divide. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm glad you qualified that. That's what Fenn said is not in the search area. That Rio Grande.
So what he said is the Rio Grande is not in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So
he also said the treasure is not near the Rio Grande. So it's two different things.
Quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to follow that.
Yeah.
Not the technical that, it's this miles, it's over there,
right.
It's here.
Yeah.
So I have one question.
Sure.
Well, a question and a statement. So the statement is after I had 16 boots on the ground, and the second to the last one, and looking back on what you said about its time and place, it has to do with maybe the sun and or the moon as far as the blaze goes.
I've never mentioned the moon in my theory for the blaze. I have said the sun.
Okay, so the sun. So
yeah.
At one point, I was getting ready to leave my area, and I saw this phenomenon, and it didn't register until now, I guess. So I don't know what you would say if I said that I think you're the 200-foot searcher guy.
So let me qualify that before you go further. The reference to the 200-foot searcher was made before I got into the search.
Oh, okay. Well, the only thing I have when I watch your show is I use Roku. I don't have a computer, so
yeah, Roku is okay. It works.
Yeah, it works. And there's quite a delay, but it's okay. And then my question for you is the Rio de los Pinos. Where does that flow into?
The Rio de los Pinos flows out of a reservoir in southern Colorado, south central Colorado, over the border into New Mexico, and then it flows back into Colorado, going north and east and into another reservoir in Colorado.
Okay, so does it end up in any river like the Arkansas or the Rio Grande?
Well, eventually, I don't know. I imagine if it flows, I would guess that if it flows into a reservoir in Colorado, sooner or later it has to connect with the Arkansas. At that location. That would be my guess. I've never actually, since once you leave the Toltec Gorge, it's all private property going from there. It's either Pueblo or private property. So I never wasted any time going beyond the Toltec Gorge.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, thanks for presenting all your stuff, and I really like your show. So
thank you very much. Like I said, what you can do is follow it down the border through New Mexico, through the Toltec Gorge, then back up into Colorado, and then track it from there. I know it goes into a reservoir in Colorado. The question is where that reservoir eventually leads to the Arkansas. By that point, that's what I'd guess, because you're way over in eastern Colorado at that point.
Okay, cool. Right.
All right.
I'll get off and maybe somebody else can have a chance. Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You have a good evening. So either Morrow or Nelica is in the Facebook room. I wanted to say hi to them because they said hi. It was great seeing me.
Our ex-Sarbin's here.
Ex-Sarbin? Wow. Yeah. Look at that. Sounds like everyone
old home week here.
Yeah, we did have a great time in Las Vegas. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to doing it again. Roger Davidson in the Facebook room says that is in Yellowstone. You must be talking to somebody else.
Phone line is still open.
So, Roger, you can, if you tend to be an introvert, Facebook is a good place for you. But if you're an extrovert and you have lots of ideas, join us in the YouTube room because that's where all the chat goes on. You don't get to see that chat. Continental Divide, he says. So he's following along. Okay, so
what's up?
It was a Gmail. We'll cover it. So if we're getting the Gmails that we get during this show, we'll read on an address on Friday's show. Okay? So I think I'm going to close down the phone lines because, so guys, the best way to get us to call you or make sure you get through is send me a text message between now and Friday, and I'll make sure I call you. If I don't,
what was that?
I don't know.
What happened there?
I don't know. If I don't on Friday, then we have several hours on Saturday on the Church of the Search, which we primarily play music and take calls. So
you primarily.
You, the Magical Treasure.
I'm at home.
You're at home watching TV with Kevin, and then you go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Yep.
And I'm still drinking. I ran out of Sambuca. I got to get some new Sambuca. Although I had enough Sambuca in Las Vegas to last me for a couple of months, actually.
I'm sure you have.
Party, what stays in Las Vegas lays in Las Vegas. What's that saying? I forgot that.
What happens in...
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
What happens in Las Vegas.
All right. So, once again, if you are interested in winning the prizes that Toby purchased in Las Vegas.
That's what we have to do.
Which he got the 3 books. He got
map,
the map,
the
giant map.
And a copy of Chaseopoly.
Forrest Fenn's map in the
thingy.
Poem. And the Chaseopoly game. If you're interested in winning those, you need to join the member vault.
So are you going to keep the hoodie?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to keep the hoodie.
I mean...
Hoodie doesn't fit me. It's a large.
It's a little smallish for large people.
For the Hulk.
Anyway, and so to do that, just go to gypsieskiss.com and right there, see? Boop, 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 boop. There it goes.
Okay. So here's our giveaway for the night. Let me get the.
We haven't.
Yeah, we haven't given that away.
Given it away yet.
So we've been talking. We've been talking important.
We should probably do that before 9 o'clock.
We've been talking important stuff like the Rio Grande Rift and my love of the Rio Grande Rift. I love the Rio Grande Rift.
All right, we're going to give away. So play the giveaway video.
Oh God, we got a giveaway video we're going to play. We're going to be late here. Well, we were a little bit late getting in. Ta-ta. We refer to those, for those of you that are new to the show, we refer to those things as butt drums because we don't know what else to call them. Okay, here's the giveaway, quick screenshot. This is a photograph that I took at the January 2014 raffle drawing for Rennell Jacobson, a searcher who at the time had been diagnosed with cancer and later passed away from it, but Fenn had taken a liking to her and decided to do this raffle drawing. Dale managed it from his website. They raised $30,000, and then we did a live stream of the raffle drawing at which Allie McGraw was his co-host. And at some point, the raffle drawing, which consisted of one of Fenn's bronze jars and artifacts that he had personally collected at San Lazaro, were placed in the jar, and he rolled it all out, put it out there, and I decided to take that picture. You're going to get the one and only copy of that print as recorded by yours truly with an explanation of what you're seeing. We're going to give away that right now. You have about 60 seconds to go to last Wednesday's video, that is the video of February 12th, and make a comment because that's what's going to qualify you. I'm going right now through the process of getting to that video.
While you're making that comment, if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
That's a good idea. We like giving away stuff to our subscribers. Not that we don't like giving away stuff to people who aren't our subscribers, but it's always more fun when we give it away to our subscribers.
It's the least you can do.
Yeah, we love you. You love us. Prove it. No, sorry. Didn't mean that. Okay, so there's the video right there, February 12th, 2020. Go make your comment. As long as I'm doing something here, you have enough time to make your comment. So there's the video link to that video on February 12th. I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go, so it's getting closer. You may not be able to, we're getting closer now. I don't know what I wanted to say there. We're going to commentpicker.com. We're going to use the YouTube tools, the YouTube random comment picker. It picks it at random. Now, it doesn't make any difference how many comments you make. It only chooses uno. So you can make 20 and it still only picks one. So we're going to scroll down here to enter the video URL. We'll enter that video URL here. You can see nothing up my sleeves.
Except for arms.
Except for arms. We're going to get the number of comments right now.
Do you know where
and
Napoleon
there
kept his armies?
In his Jackie?
In his sleeves.
In his sleeves. Oh, you are hot tonight. Woo!
So I had to take the jacket off. Woo.
Yeah. So we have the number of unique comments is 77, which is less than we've had recently. So let's go ahead and draw the raffle. And I think for this one, if you've won before, I'm not going to make a big deal. I'm more hesitant with the gemstones, but I would like someone who cares about this to win it, because, like I said, it's the only image of its kind made and signed by yours truly, and it even has my name, the date, the month and year, and you can't see any of this, but 1 of 1, because somebody asked me about that. Yes, it's 1 of 1. One day after I pass away.
Oh, hit the start button.
Okay.
Jeez.
Start button. We're picking. It is Brett S. Brett S. If you're in the room, Brett S. You are the winner.
All right.
We got the official applause. Brett S., you are required to send me an email. It is requested that you send me an email with your shipping address, hopefully before this weekend, so I can get all this stuff shipped.
If we don't see an email from you, Brett, then we will give it away again next
Wednesday.
week.
Yeah, if we don't hear from you by next Wednesday, we'll give it away again. So let me make a note of that.
Brett S.
Yes.
Love the show. Hate when I miss it live.
You know what? We hate when we miss it live, too. It's just annoying. Annoying when we're not live. Okay, so we will see you on Friday, 3 p.m., World Sand Project. No giveaways on Fridays. 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, World Sand Project. 4 p.m., the softer side. And you have an interview?
I have an interview with the Salt Mama, Rachel Matoski, health coach, and we're going to be talking about healing modalities.
Is SALT, S-A-L-T, an acronym, or is she actually referring to sodium chloride?
Salt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did you know that there was that's a long story. There was a tribe in South America that had access to a salt pool, and they would mine the pool out of it. And it was so important. You need salt in order to survive. It was so important that the other tribes would trade gold for the salt. And they didn't see the value in gold. So that's where all the gold
that was
in Lake.
Before computer chips.
Yeah, exactly. So they took all the gold and they dump it in Lake Titicaca, because that's where their gods were. And
So they gave it to the gods.
So they gave it to the gods, and it sits down there at the bottom of Lake Titicaca.
Mm.
And nobody wants to go there because it sounds
the highest lake in South America.
Exactly. And it's named
according to Trivial Pursuit.
And it's named Titicaca, which is like a you want to go
a funny word.
You want to go to Lake Titicaca with me? No.
Hello, Nelica.
Hi, Nelica. Where is she? Is she Sean Martinez
Facebook.
is in Facebook. Nelica is in Facebook as well. Mm-hmm. Nelica donated. She says we missed you at World Series of Fan. They donated one of the sketches. I'm not calling it the right name.
Drawing?
No, that's not the right name either.
Oh.
The
graphic.
No. Tell me what the name of that thing was. It's a sketch, but
picture.
It's from one of the books, and it's one of the drawings from the books, and they donated that for one of the winners. So.
And Sean Martinez is
Sean Martinez over in Facebook.
Too.
So there's a little party going on in Facebook.
Yeah, a little
That's
party.
Good. Okay, did we give that thing away?
Yes, to Brett.
Oh, way to go, Brett. Well done. Gerbil dance.
You mean groundhog? Do you mean groundhog?
Groundhog dance. And
thanks for being here tonight, for having a good old time with me and the Tobster. For all your great questions and comments and commentaries and compliments and super chats and all the fun that we've had tonight. We appreciate you. And for A Gypsy's Kiss, I'm the Magical Treasure Princess and life coach to the rich and famous, Shelley Carney.
Illustration, Sassy. That's what they gave away. Illustration. And I'm your co-host and administrative assistant to the Magical Treasure Princess, Toby Younis. Thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you had as great a time as we did because we really enjoyed the night. We look forward to seeing you again soon, having more fun. And we'll talk about some other stuff on Friday, I'm sure. We'll take some more calls. And then, of course, look forward to Saturday night Church of the Search with yours truly, where we'll play some music, take lots of calls, and talk about stuff. It's open phone line, so you can talk about whatever you want to. I know you guys don't want to talk anything else about Forrest Fenn, but I'll talk about anything. You want to talk geology, you want to talk sand, you want to talk all of that stuff.